All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking about a tire from Pirelli. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we're talking about a tire from Pirelli. In particular, we're talking about the Pirelli P0 Race TLR RS. Long name, tell me about it. So this is my first experience with a Pirelli tire. I don't think I've ever run a Pirelli tire. However, I can say with when I hear Pirelli tire, and I'm sure some of you guys have the same thought in your head, you think of all those banners on the side of racetracks, car racing, Pirelli tires. So that's kind of where it goes to, racing, fast, speed, which is kind of where Pirelli comes from. That's where a lot of this comes from here. So the Pirelli P0 here, it is a race tire. It's kind of a road racing tire, what it's all designed around. So I have run these. So I've actually had these for, how long has it been now? I've had these tires for about 2 years, honestly. I've had these tires about 2 years, kind of sitting off to the side, kind of waiting to put them on. And finally I decided, let's put these tires on, let's give them a shot. Again, I'm not really a road racing guy, so having a full race tire wasn't really kind of quite what I wanted with my road bike, but I figured, we need to try them out, see how they actually work, kind of in real world conditions. Obviously, they're selling them to cyclists just like me and just like you guys that are kind of out there riding. Are they really that great of a tire? So first out, we're going to be testing these in a 700 by 28. Pretty standard tire, honestly, for most road bikes now, especially kind of in the racing variant of things. 28 millimeter, pretty common. Obviously, you can get a little bigger if you want. They have a couple different sizes, but 28 millimeters works pretty, about normal. Nothing really out of the usual about that. On my road bike, I generally run them about 80 PSI. That's kind of what feels best for me, and I get the kind of the benefit of, I feel like, the speed, but also the comfort kind of at the same time. Some people say it's a little high. I've done my own testing. I feel like 80 PSI is kind of right about where I like them the best. So weight-wise, they're a decently light tire. For these guys here, these guys come out to 290 grams, which is pretty on par with kind of what I've seen for most kind of road racing tires. No, I mean, like I said, I'm not really going for road tires for the lightweightness. I go for how fast they make you go. That's kind of the big deal with a road bike, is being able to go faster and cover more miles. It's kind of the big deal there. So they do have a full kind of slick design to them, of course, like you'd expect from a road bike. They have kind of the standard little water siping on them to help them with wet weather conditions. I've ridden them in both conditions. Tires seem to do pretty good either way. No real issues with riding them in either condition, dry or wet. They do okay. Same thing with a little bit of gravel. Done a little bit of gravel on these tires. No issues with that. Obviously, they're a road tire, so you're not really going to get much traction, but handling a little bit of gravel, not really much of a deal there. So with Pirelli being, like I said, them being kind of a race car tire, manufacturer, and kind of having it developed a bunch of stuff kind of in that realm of things, they've transferred a lot of that into their bike tires. So with their compound, they call it the Smart Evo compound is what they call it. So they say this is kind of brought in from the motorsports world into here, pretty much giving you top quality grip in all conditions, wet or dry, but giving you the least rolling resistance possible. I mean, it works. It seems to work pretty good. I trust them, as a race car tire manufacturer. I would believe they could kind of figure that out to get their tires to work well. And I can say they've definitely done that here. The other thing they say is the structure is their speed core. So that's their tubeless ready kind of structure here. So these are tubeless ready. I've run them tubeless the entire time I've had them installed. So pretty much what that does, it kind of has a strip of rubber and armament in there that pretty much helps kind of form that structure, help it not leak down, help it be a little bit stronger, but also pliable at the same time. Kind of an interesting thing. They all call them different stuff. That's what Pirelli calls theirs. So let's talk about my experience with these. So like I said, I've had these tires for almost 2 years now. I have installed them. This is the second time I've installed them. I installed them first on my Trek 1.2, my Trek 1 series I had. They were a pain to install. Enough of a pain that it scared me that if I ever got a flat, I would have a problem with them. So I rode them, I think, once on my Trek 1.2, and I took them off because I couldn't stand if I got a flat, I'm toast. As because I was running tubes on that bike, so it was kind of one of those like, I don't want to take the tire off because it was such a pain to get on and off. So I ended up taking it off that bike. Never reviewed them when I first got them. Now here we are with the Poseidon Triton here, which has the capability to run tubeless. So I kind of was like, okay, let me try something different here after we kind of did our gravel tire experiment with this bike. And after that, we went in through I was like, let me try a different tire. So we threw the Pirellis on here. I will say they were still a huge pain to install. They fit so tight onto the bead that it is very hard to get that last bead on. The only time I've ever fought a tire this much was putting tubeless inserts into mountain bike wheels. That if you've done tubeless inserts and some big tubeless inserts into mountain bike wheels and tires, you kind of know what you're going to get yourself into with these tires. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. It has its pluses and minuses. Number one is it's not really going to burp a bead. It's going to seat on that wheel really nice and tight. You're not going to have a problem with it there. The downfall is if you ever need to change a tire or put a tube in or anything like that while you're out on the road, it's going to be a little fun. You're not going to have a fun time. So the pluses and minuses to that, I kind of get the benefit. I kind of get the benefit of a tight fitting tire, but I also feel like it needs to be easy enough to get off. I mean, easier to get off. So you can actually fix it on the side of the road if need be. So that's kind of one of the reasons they've stayed on this bike is because it's tubeless. So, I mean, realistically, it'd be a pretty bad day if I had to, put a tube in these tires. If I got a puncture, which I have gotten punctures on these before. I will say it's been quite a while since I've gotten punctures on a road bike, and I have gotten 2 on this bike. I've gotten 1 in the rear, 1 in the front. And they sealed up both times, no problem. They have been like big goat head thorns, pretty big size actually. So I mean, it's kind of inevitable. It's going to happen in my area where I am. I'm kind of in the desert here in Nevada, so it's kind of I'm honestly surprised it's been that long. But I have gotten a puncture both in the front and the rear. Again, both sealed up just fine. I have also filleted the front tire. Yeah, some of you guys be like, what does that mean? No, you fillet a fish. Yeah, I filleted the front tire. It has a piece of there where I must have caught something on the road, and it just shaved off. It kind of shaved off part of the top layer of the tire. I don't know I've ever seen that before. I don't remember what I hit. I don't know what did it, but that happened. I will say I super glued it back down and kind of held it in place so it could stick back to the tire. Had no issue since then. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just having bad luck all of a sudden with the road bike. Who knows? But I have had some issues with these tires. In my honest opinion, these tires are much more of a race tire. If you're willing to sacrifice some of the puncture protection and kind of the ease of repair on the side of the road, these tires do really good. They definitely roll really fast. I've set multiple PRs on these tires, just kind of riding around. So they definitely are faster than other tires I've ridden before. But again, you have to kind of make that sacrifice there. You get the speed and the less rolling resistance for, I feel like, less puncture protection and less ease of accessibility to change your tire if you need to. Which those are kind of big things for me, especially the ease of changing a tire. It's one of the things I get most nervous about on the road is having a tire blow out and having to fix it on the bike. It's not the most fun, and these tires would make it dang near impossible to do. It would make it a huge pain in the butt to do on the side of the road. So that's kind of my opinion on them. They're a good tire. I'm not going to take them off of this bike until we have a tire to replace them. But those are kind of my thoughts there. They are a good tire. Just if you're willing to make those sacrifices or not, that's kind of the determining factors whether this is the tire for you. So big thanks to Pirelli for hooking me up with a set of these tires at Sea Otter a couple years ago. I finally made a video on them, so thank you guys. If you guys are interested in checking out these Pirelli P0 race tires, I'm going to have a link in the description down below. If you guys enjoyed the video or maybe learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. I appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.